Guys, today we're going to be doing What If Goku Never Hit His Head Part 2. So this video is kind of a retcon. I guess you could just call it like a different timeline um, version of the events that happened in Part 1. Since in this version, even though Goku didn't hit his head, this is going to be the way, like, he's more peaceful since he remembers Gine and Bardock and Raditz. He remembers them, so he's gonna be more peaceful, even though he didn't hit his head. So, yeah, he's still gonna be peaceful, Saiyan, just not as peaceful, but still peaceful. He's gonna still kill Grandpa Gohan, but this time it's by accident, like it is in the canon timeline of Dragon Ball. So he's not even sure who or what killed Grandpa Gohan. He just knows some giant ape monster did it, but he didn't know it was him. So it goes on like regular Dragon Ball. But Goku or Kakarot, he remembers his name, so he's still Kakarot. He remembers Bardock and Gine and Raditz, and so he knows he has a family. He knows he's an alien, and that's why he has his tail. Like, he remembers some of that stuff since he was 5, and he goes and has his regular adventures from Dragon Ball. And it goes similar. It's like he knows who he is and everything, and that he's a Saiyan and everything like that. But he doesn't know about the Great Ape transformation because he never saw that when he was on Planet Vegeta, because he was just in his house the whole time, the 5 years that he was there. So he doesn't know about the Great Ape transformation. But he knows that he's a Saiyan, he knows his family and stuff. So Dragon Ball original goes normal, like just slight changes, like he has a different name and stuff like that. But Dragon Ball Z is when the big changes start happening. So when Raditz comes, Kakarot is really happy that his brother has finally found him, and instead of them having a fight and everything, like, Kakarot just immediately gives like Raditz a big hug, and he's like, "Oh brother, I missed you, big brother. Um, like, where were you?" And Raditz is surprised that he hasn't killed all the Earthlings and stuff, but he's also surprised that he just got a hug from his little brother, who he hasn't seen in like 20 years. So, yeah, he's surprised, and like Kakarot introduces Raditz to Gohan and Chi-Chi and all his friends, and Raditz is like, okay, sure. Uh, and Raditz tells Kakarot what happened with Bardock and Gine, how they died and the planet was destroyed. And so Kakarot is really angry, and Raditz kind of, let's say he hypothesized with Vegeta and Nappa that it was actually Frieza who destroyed the planet and just said it was a meteor. So he tells Kakarot this, and Kakarot's really angry because one of the few memories he has of his parents, and they're just dead. Um, So he says, he asks if he can go with Raditz and, you know, kill Frieza. And Raditz doesn't, do the whole thing about, oh, you have to kill like 100 humans and then join me or anything like that, because Kakarot actually remembers him, and so he's really happy that his little brother actually remembers him. And so Kakarot says he's gonna be gone for a little while, a few months, and leaves Gohan and Chi Chi for a few months to go fight Frieza. So obviously he's not strong enough yet to fight Frieza. So before they go, it's training time. And Kami suggests that they go train with King Kai. And so they go, but Raditz isn't allowed since he's done too many bad stuff to be allowed in that part of Otherworld. But Kakarot, on the other hand, he's let in and he trains with King Kai and he learns Kaioken and Spirit Bomb and everything. And then he comes back and he's like at the same power level now as he was when he fought Vegeta in the Saiyan saga of Dragon Ball Z. He's already that strong, and this is like a few years before then. So he goes with Raditz into the time chamber because Kami also suggested that because King Kai told Kami that Frieza is really strong. So Raditz and Kakarot go in the hyperbolic time chamber. They're there for a few months. Not a few months, but a few years in the time chamber time, and a few days in real time. So when they come out, they're all way stronger. They're Kakarot is about as strong as he was when he reached Planet Namek in Dragon Ball Z, and Raditz is a bit behind, just like a few thousand behind Kakarot's power level. So they go in space pods to a Frieza planet, specifically a Frieza planet with Frieza and King Cold, and they attack, and they end up killing Frieza at the cost of Raditz, who ends up dying during the fight against Frieza and King Cold. So it's basically it's Frieza and King Cold versus Kakarot and Raditz as like a tag team battle, but it's too much for Raditz, and he ends up getting caught off guard by Frieza, and he gets killed, which is the trigger for Kakarot to turn Super Saiyan for the first time, and he vaporizes Frieza and King Cold, and he takes Raditz's body back to Earth with him, and they use the Dragon Balls to bring Raditz back to life, and so they just live on Earth now for a few more years until the Cell Saga, Android Saga, Cell Saga. The androids um don't get activated since Kakarot has a strong training partner who actually likes to train with him in Raditz. So they go in the time chamber, they train for a long time, and them with Gohan, they train, and eventually it's time for the androids to attack, but Kakarot and Raditz just take down the androids. Also, the whole Future Trunks thing happens. He gives Kakarot the heart medicine. But yeah, they take down the androids, and Dr. Drill's one of them. But they take them down, so they go and they eventually find his lab, which they destroy. So Android 17, 18, and 16 are all destroyed, and they, in doing that, accidentally also destroyed the underground lab that had like the cell, like the baby cell, I guess you could call it, and the blueprints. They accidentally destroyed that as well. So they keep going on. They eventually find Imperfect Cell and they destroy him. Then it's the 7 year time skip, and everyone's alive. And Kakarot ends up unlocking Super Saiyan 2 and 3, and Raditz ends up unlocking Super Saiyan 2, and Gohan unlocks Super Saiyan 2. And Gohan isn't the only child now. There's also Goten, so he unlocks Super Saiyan through this 7 year time skip. And since Goku's alive, he can actually be with his family. And so it goes normally from that on, really, from the Buu Saga. It is just with Raditz. So, like Vegeta, and Nappa. I haven't said that yet, but basically they end up actually getting killed earlier, by Frieza. Like while the fight with where Kakarot went Super Saiyan happened. So yeah, they continue the Buu Saga, and after this flashback thing, they continue the Buu Saga. Sorry, and Raditz is there instead of Vegeta. He fills the spot, with the power. They're at the same power level, basically. But, he doesn't hate Kakarot like Vegeta did. Where Vegeta was kind of like friends with Kakarot, but also hated him a little bit too, even into the Buu Saga. But yeah, they keep going. Buu Saga happens similarly to usual, just Raditz. And then it's Dragon Ball Super time, and again, it's just Raditz replacing Vegeta, and then it goes as normal, really, for Super. It's just, Raditz and Kakarot. Also, instead of Vegito in the Buu Saga, there's what would make sense as a fusion name for them. Kakarot, something like that. Is their fusion name. So yeah, then Super just goes as usual, just with Raditz filling the spot of Vegeta. Uh, and just goes as usual. And Super is the same almost. And that's it really for now. I mean, Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is same as well, just with Raditz. And that's it for now. I'm not covering anything from the manga because I don't read the Dragon Ball Super manga. You'll have to wait for a new anime or a new Dragon Ball movie or something for the next part. So, yeah, bye.